can I not see the chat box? What's happening here? Okay, here we go. Okay. I had like some sort of delay. I couldn't see any twos. I was like, no way, there's not that many. Amazing. Okay, perfect. This is exactly what we wanted to see. Okay, because we're well aware, that's we've had a lot of new people come in, and we haven't had this call. We try to have it twice a month, but it's been so busy. There's been so many in-person events happening that we haven't actually had a chance, to have this call in about a month now. Okay. So first and foremost, a massive welcome to every single one of you to Team Masterminds, of course, here in Gifu. And when you first came into the group, you probably were wondering, what's Mastermind Investment Group. But just so you guys have a little bit of a background, it is a team that I've had the privilege to be a part of for the last, coming up to 5 years. And the person who's going to be speaking after me, Hugo, you guys all know who he is. You see him in the chats. He does his live trading calls and his mindset calls. But him and I have been a part of this team, myself for coming up to 5 years, him for almost seven, when he founded Mastermind Investment Group with Premium Bells, for those of you who know who Bells is. So this is a community that has not been around just for a little bit, but we're talking up to 7 years. This community has been around and we've grown from strength to strength. And I think one of our biggest strengths is the community that we are able to create. Yes, Jifu is amazing, okay? And we're going to go over the products and services tonight to, give you guys a solid game plan on how to get started, how to make money, okay? But Mastermind is such a special part of Jifu. And I personally think, we are one of the best teams in the entire company, so count yourself lucky that you have joined someone within Team Mastermind, and not another group. I may be a bit biased, okay, but what we're going to go through on today's calls, and it's there at the bottom, is systems. And for those of you who don't know, systems is an acronym. Save yourself time, energy, and money. For every single one of you on this call, currently you are saving yourself time, energy, and money. Because what some people do, they sign up, okay, they've obviously paid for a service, so you can do whatever you want, once you've paid for your service. But there's some people who don't want to be coachable and they don't follow a game plan. So they're off studying 10 different educators and every single one of the scanners and following every single signal, and they're probably not getting consistent results because they haven't followed a system. They're just kind of ambling about, testing things out for themselves, right? We are here to give you a game plan and give you a tested method, okay? Because the leaders have went through and tested it first. We've then gone through and given the same plan to numerous customers who've also gotten results and then introduced new people and you get where I'm going with this, right? You do not need to reinvent the wheel. Okay, so what I want you guys to do, hopefully, if you are new, you have a notepad and pen ready. Okay, but I'm going to go through basically our 6-step system. Okay, our 6-step system, and I'm going to show you where to find all of the things I talk about so that every single one of you should be seeing results, within your first 48 hours. Okay, maybe even 24 if you're super quick. Okay, so let's start with step number one. Okay, and by all, you can go ahead and take a screenshot, but I'm actually a teacher by profession. I retired a year ago though. But there is something putting pen to paper, and not just because I like taking notes and I like things, super organized, because I do. But it's actually, mentally, like when it comes to you retaining information, your brain actually needs to see something 17 times for it to become a part of your short-term memory. Not even your long-term, your short-term memory. Okay, so writing this down and then going out and actioning it and rereading it is going to be much better for you in the long term. So by all means, you can take a screenshot, okay? But for those of you who are really going to be coachable, you'll be writing this down, okay? So where do you actually start? So let's start with step number one, right? You are all here because you want to make money. Yes or yes? Put a yes in the chat box if you are here because you want to make money. Okay. Thank you, Debbie, for being the first one. Okay. We're all here because we want to make money. Okay. Pretty much we can sugarcoat it and say, yes, you're here for growth and you're here to develop. No, you first joined because you knew trading was going to help you make money. Okay. The rest of it is all going to be bonuses and is essential, but that's why we're here. But in order to make money, you have to educate yourself. Okay, you weren't born just magically knowing how to trade. Okay, and it is something it's not going to be easy. Okay, it will require you learning new terminology. It's like learning how to speak a new language, right? If you're going to go to Paris in 6 months and you decide, okay, I actually want to be able to, speak French and have a conversation, the very first thing you're going to do is probably download an app that teaches you conversational French, right? Bonjour, comment ça va? Ça va bien, whatever. Okay, just learning the basics. Okay, so that's what you're going to do first. So this is the first thing you're going to do, okay, as soon as you've joined, is watch the Forex Beginners module. So if you are brand new to trading, this is going to give you a foundation of some of the key terms, and terminology you're going to come across when you then go to number 2, which is our live sessions. And I'm going to show you that in a second. Okay, so that's number 1. You're going to start to educate yourself. So you're going to go through the Forex Beginners module, which is on the Jifu Live platform. Okay, and I'm going to show you it in a sec. You're also going to watch the Getting Started customer guide on the Mastermind portal. Okay, so when you first join, you should have also gotten instructions from the person who you signed up with on how to register for free to the Mastermind portal, which has a whole other, whole separate resources. Okay, so very, very quickly. So that's number 1. Okay, let me just actually come over to the Jifu Live platform. So if you haven't logged into it yet, it's just simply jifulive.com. Oh, man, don't you hate when a ring light dies? Gutted. But it's okay. We move. We move. Okay, so let me go in here, get started. Okay, so for those of you who've not been on the platform yet, you're going to come over here to Forex. Okay, that's what we're going to focus on today. And then you're going to come down and it's right here. Okay, beginner's module, very simple. So you just come to Forex and this is the very first thing you want to watch. Now notice I didn't say watch the intermediate. I didn't say watch advanced. You're just going to do beginners. Okay, this stuff is going to come later. Okay, your very first day, you can't jump to advanced Forex module. Okay, it's going to go way over your head and it would just be a waste of your time at this point in your journey. Okay, so you're just going to watch the Forex Beginners module. Okay, if I just click into it just to show you guys really quickly, it's only 7, sorry, why can't I click? There we go, sorry. It's only 7 lessons, and I'm actually going to just give you a little tip. I just want to give you a little tip because lesson 1, price action candlesticks, I personally, if I were you, I would watch this one last. Okay, number 1, it's actually, quite a bit of information for like your very first video. It's also a 45-minute session, whereas these other ones are just basic terms, currency pairs, pips, trading sessions. They're only like 2-3 minutes each. It's going to give you some of your key terminology and then come back to candlesticks. Okay, that's just a little tip. That's what I would do if I were you. And if I was a beginner, I definitely wouldn't want that one as like my very, very first video that I watch. Okay, so that's the beginners module. Then the Mastermind portal, you probably have this as an app on your phone, but you can also open it up on the website version as well, especially if you're going to be watching videos, because obviously then, it could be much bigger for you. So you're going to come over to the left, looks the same on the app as well. You're going to come to customer guide, okay? And you are going to watch these videos, okay? Team portal and the back office. This goes through, the whole Jifu back office, if you haven't done so already, as well as all the other bits and pieces on this mastermind portal, which, I'm not going to go through on tonight's call. Okay, there's also videos on our different apps. Okay, so if you guys didn't already know, you also get access to the Jifu Travel app, which is really, really cool. So it goes through the different apps we have, a specific video on the Jifu Connect app. I am going to go through the Jifu Connect app really quickly, but you may also want to go through this as well, just to make sure you've got like everything down. You're using it to the best of your ability. Okay, now a couple key videos though that I want to point out. Oh, look I'm on here. I didn't even know those were added. Well, that's actually, just some extra Forex for newbies. I definitely suggest watching those. But these two here, 5A and 5B, are basically the main strategy we use as a team, which is the Trend Wave Scanner along with Killshot. Now, if I just quickly come back over to my list, this is number 3, the scanners that you're going to study first. Okay, again, notice I say first, but we have, 9 different scanners. They're all amazing in their own different ways, but As a beginner, if you went and started to try and learn 9 different scanners, you're just going to get yourself confused. It's probably going to be quite overwhelming, and you're probably not going to get the results that you're after because you're trying to do too many things at once, right? Jack of all trades equals the master of nothing. So you're going to start by just mastering the trend wave and kill shot strategy, become consistently profitable. And then by all means, if you want to start looking at other strategies because I don't know, you really fancy learning smart money concepts, then by all means, you can start to, study Manny and the smart scanner. Okay? But to start out with, you want to master these ones first. And these 2 training videos, they're short, really to the point. So definitely watch those and take notes. Right? So guys, that is step 1. Okay, to educate yourself by watching the Forex Beginners module and the Getting Started section of the Mastermind portal. Okay, that shouldn't take you, I would say, no more than 3 hours. Okay, if you're just watching the beginners module, stopping, taking notes, and then going through the customer guide as well. Okay, now step 2, live sessions. Okay, you're then going to go on to the live sessions. Now, I've put here, super important, create yourself a schedule. Create yourself a schedule because before joining this, correct me if I'm wrong, but drop a 3 if you have a job. Drop a 3 in the chat box if you have a job, a 9 to 5, or even if you work part-time, whatever the case is, drop a 3 if you currently work a job. Okay. Okay, cool. Drop a 4 if you also have kids or a family outside of that job. Drop a 4 if you got kids as well. Okay. Okay. So for those of you who have a job and you have kids, drop a 5 if you feel like your life is already crazy busy. If you feel like your life, with your job and your kids, like you already feel like you're running around with a chicken, chicken with your head cut off sometimes. Okay, I see quite a few 5s. So guys, this is, we get this all the time because this is life, right? This is life, right? Most of us had jobs before we started this. Okay, most of us have jobs while we're doing this. Okay, a lot of us have kids. Okay, if you don't, that's cool too. You probably still have a job. Okay, but in order for this to work, you have to fit it into your already busy life. And the only way you're probably going to fit it in is if you have a dedicated time each day that you're going to devote to this. And in the beginning, for your first maybe 90 days, it is probably going to require some sacrifice. You cannot expect to make big money and put in minimal effort. Now, yes, our products and services make it super easy to copy and paste and make money, right? We have signals, which I'm going to show you in step 4 with the Jifu Connect app. Okay, the trend wave and kill shot scanner, that the strategy we have is so simple that you will be able to learn it quickly and start making money. However, longevity, right? If we're looking, 1 year, 2 year, 5 years down the line, right? And you still want to be making money trading. Maybe you want to quit your job. Maybe you want to replace your salary with trading. The only way that is going to happen is if you put in the time, the effort, and you sacrifice in order to get the results you want. Okay, this was something I had to do 5 years ago. When I first started learning how to trade, I was a full-time teacher. I was also the assistant head of a sixth form. So, I used to get up at 5:30 in the morning. I was at school by like quarter to 7. I stayed until like 5 o'clock at night and I had over an hour commute. So I would get home most days at like 6:30. So I was literally out of the house for like 12 hours a day. And for those of you, I was an English teacher as well. So I wasn't just, some math teacher where I could just click, tick, okay, yes, you got that right. Yes, you got that right. I was marking essays, right? A-level essays. So whenever I got home, my job wasn't finished. Really, I could spend probably all night, every night marking and still not be felt like I was caught up. Okay, but I still started learning how to trade. I still started building a team. I would get home from work and I would spend all night on Zooms. My favorite educator was on at 4 a.m. UK time. I used to set my alarm. I would get up at 4 o'clock in the morning. I would do his live trading session. I would then try to go back to bed for like maybe 45 minutes if I could get back to sleep. And then I would get up and go to work. Now, at this time, I didn't have my child. Thankfully, I don't think I would have survived if that was the case, but I made sacrifices. Okay, that time I sacrificed sleep. I sacrificed a lot of sleep in order to make this work, but was it worth it? Yeah. 4 years later, I was able to fully retire. I haven't worked a job in over a year. I now have an almost 6-month-old son, and I'll never have to worry about spending a fortune on daycare and going back to work and having all that added stress because I can do whatever I want. Okay, so create a schedule, minimum 1 hour per day, either studying or being on a live session. Okay, so this your 1 hour on a Sunday. Okay, 1 hour on a Sunday. These are the kind of things you want to get on, but also the Jifu Live sessions. Okay, so let's actually come over to the Jifu Live platform again. For those of you who are new, we're going to come over to Jifu Live. I'm going to come back over here to Forex. Okay, so you click Forex. You scroll down here, you have the Jifu Live schedule. Okay. Now, depending on your time zone, mine's obviously I'm Central Time right now because I'm in the US. So this is currently, these times are my time zone. But when you log in, it's of course going to be yours. So what you want to do is you want to go through, have a look at all of the different times and what suits your schedule. Now I'm just going to point you to some of our kind of team favorite educators. So Jason Bonham is definitely a team favorite. He's very, very good for UK, European, and African time zone, right? Because he is on 1 p.m. my time. Or wait, did this change? It's usually 12. Something changed here, but he's usually 6 p.m. UK time is what I was going for there. Okay. So for those of you who maybe work a 9 to 5, hopefully, by then you might be home. You could plug into a session, trade. He takes live trades on the session. So you'll be able to kind of hop on, hopefully make some money as well. And then that's your 1 hour for the day. Now with Jay, he's also, going through the kill shot scanner. So he uses the kill shot scanner in order to find himself trades. So not only are you going to be hopefully making money on his session, but you'll also be learning and getting more exposure to that particular scanner. Okay. But there are lots of different educators, depending on like that session, for example, might not be as good. If you're in, the North America, because it's, bang in the middle of the day for us. So if you're working a job, that might not be the best for you. Okay, so just have a look through. Okay, Hugo, hold on a minute here. Is this Kenfrey?
Yeah, I think that is. I think
Okay,
that is actually Eric Henry. Yes.
okay. Okay, cool. So Kenfrey, he's new. Okay, this guy here has actually cut off his face. Maybe let in the director chat know. Let them know that it's got his head cut off. Bless him. But Kenfrey is actually a brand new educator that we have coming into the platform, but he's actually in Team Mastermind as well. So we're actually probably gonna be quite privileged to be able to get, extra sessions and, extra training with him. But he's just got introduced. Now this is 8 a.m. my time. So, I'm 6 hours behind the UK. So that's got my brain, guys. Do you know what? It's 2 p.m., 2 p.m. No, yes, 2 p.m. For if you're in the UK. But yeah, so he's definitely someone that as a team, we'll be looking to plug into as well on demo accounts to start. If you were on our call on Thursday, we're going to be testing his type of trading out because it's something that's going to be quite new to most of us. Okay. So this is the Jifu Live schedule, but we also then have a team schedule with extra trading sessions and extra educational sessions. So we have a Google Drive as a team. Okay, and I'll reshare it in the group after this call because I know some of you it's pinned at the top of the group chat, but if you've just been added in the group chat, you might not be able to see the pinned messages. Okay, so all of excuse me, this is all in the UK time zone. Okay, you can see here UK, Europe, Africa friendly, but this is UK time. All of the ones in yellow are live trading sessions. So 10 a.m. Monday, Wednesday, Friday, we are live with Hugo. 12 p.m. This is just changing this week for those of you who were here last week and were like, wait, what? This was the Trend Wave session at 9 a.m. with the other mastermind leaders. So Bells, Christina, Harry, Obi. So they're now going to be doing 12 p.m. UK time, Monday through Thursday. Then 1 p.m. with myself, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. And then we also have 8 p.m. with Caroline and Shane, Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. So guys, if anyone comes and tries to tell me, "Oh, I can't get on any on calls. There's none in my time zone." Baloney. I would use maybe a stronger word than baloney, right? But between the Jifu Live schedule and this schedule, there's basically calls happening like every hour of the day, no matter what your time zone is, for you to just choose one, plug in, and make some money. Okay? So also, bear this in mind when you're creating your schedule, that alongside the Jifu Live, we also have this team schedule as well. Okay? So drop a two if that's making sense so far. Okay, so you're going to start with your education. You're then going to plug into live sessions. Okay, easy peasy. Number three, perfect. Number three is once you've done your Forex basics, you've created yourself a schedule, okay, maybe started plugging into the sessions, you now want to start using the scanners for yourself. Okay. Now, I would highly suggest if you're using it on your own and doing your own analysis as a beginner, please use a demo account. Okay, please use the demo account, especially if you're also just learning how to, take a trade on MetaTrader 5, if that's something that's also quite new to you. Okay, but you want to start trading as soon as possible. Okay, literally day one. I don't even care if you don't even hardly know what you're doing yet. You don't know how to set your stop loss, your take profit. It's a demo account, right? You can't, lose any money in a demo account. But the only way you're going to learn how to trade, you can watch all the videos in the world, but you actually have to place a trade. You have to learn how to manage a trade, and the only way you can do that is through practical experience. Okay, it's the same thing with, I don't know, let's say learning how to play the piano, right? I could learn how to read music. Okay, I could be looking at my music book with all the sheet music, and I know how to read all of the notes, but unless I know how to put my fingers on the piano and start playing on the keyboard and practicing, I'm not going to know how to play the piano. It's all theoretical until I actually start practicing. Okay, so like I said before, you need to study trend wave and kill shot. That is the strategy we use as a team. You're going to see myself do it in the live sessions. You're going to see the mastermind leaders. You're going to see Hugo do it in his live sessions. So you've got more than enough exposure, and you've also got the videos on the mastermind portal. This is the easiest, most duplicatable strategy for beginners. So please learn it, utilize it. Once you become consistently profitable for, a day or two, however long you want, but ideally, you want to start making live money as quickly as possible. Okay, so once you feel comfortable, have a conversation with the person you joined with and say, look, I think I'm ready for my live account. So you can just get a little bit of advice from them first, and then by all means, start taking trades with your live account and making money. All right. Now, step four, the Jifu Connect app. Okay, and okay, Hugo, I said I was gonna be 20 minutes. I've been 25, so give me 2 minutes to wrap this up. I'm not gonna be long. So the Jifu Connect app, I want you to write down the educators that I've got there. Okay, there are lots of different educators on the Jifu Connect app, lots of different trade ideas that are being sent. But as a team, there's certain ones we follow because of the level of excellency and the high win rate that these specific educators have. Okay, so Eric Lucas is one of them. Tony and Nico is another. And then anything in the crypto trade ideas. So Nick Gomez and Daniel Lopez send trade ideas in the crypto channel. So anything that's set in that crypto channel, you can go ahead and take as well. Now, in the FX channel, there are quite a few signals that are sent regularly throughout the day from different educators. Mario is also a pretty good one. I didn't write him down, but he's another one that you could also take his trade ideas. But even with the trade ideas, you want to be taking, if let's say for example, if you're going to start taking Mario's trades, you want to take all of his trades. You don't want to just take one here and then maybe one next week and then, because that will give you inconsistent results if you are not consistently following the same thing. Okay. So all of our educators are good. They all have good results, but if you're not consistently following one person, okay, or one or two people, then your results might become inconsistent because you just might happen to take that one losing trade they had that particular week. Okay. Number five, have a trading plan. Okay, this is something that is so understated or underestimated. Okay, having a daily target. So when you first enter the market, first thing in the morning, you should know in your head exactly what your goal is to make for that day. Okay, but then be disciplined towards it. So once you've made that amount, stop trading. Okay, over trading is a real problem. Okay, because number one, it's not sustainable. Okay, so yes, we want you to make money. We want you to share your results in the group. But if I see people share a screenshot and they've got like 30 different trades, that to me doesn't impress me because number one, you've taken way too many trades in the day. Okay, you've over traded massively, and you probably haven't followed any sort of plan. Okay, and yes, super happy you made money, but in the long run, 1, 2 years down the line, that isn't something that is going to make you a consistently profitable trader in the long run. Okay, so the best traders I know are the most disciplined. Okay, so very, very quickly, I just want to show you there's kind of two different ways you can approach a trading plan. Okay, number one, you could just have a daily monetary goal. So you might say, I want to make $25 a day. I want to make $50 a day, depending on your account size. Don't say you want to make $50 a day and you only have a $50 trading account. Okay, so one of the websites I use, and this is more for percentage, okay, is Compound Daily. I'm just gonna I'll drop the link into the chat box. Okay. And what I like about this website is that number one, it gives you like a spreadsheet that you could follow. So I just copy and paste it. Why am I shitting on these glasses? Oh God. Sorry, I've got too many other things up. Okay, here we go. Okay, so let me just give you a very quick example, and I'm going to show you how you can export this so you can be tracking your trades every single day. Okay, so let's say you're starting with, I don't know, $300 in your trading account. Okay, now a very attainable goal for a beginner is like 2 to 3% per day. Okay, so let's do 2%, just to be conservative. Can you make more than that? Absolutely. Okay, but let's just be conservative and let's start with a shorter term. So let's say 90 days. So in your first 90 days with us, okay, compounding that account at 2% per day, okay, you're going to reinvest 100%. What does that mean? That's just if you didn't withdraw at all. Of course, you can withdraw along the way, but just so you can get an idea. For the most part, we don't trade on weekends, okay? You can trade Bitcoin, but let's just leave that out of it for now, okay? And then go to calculate. Now down here, if you started with 300, in 90 days, you should be able to grow that to almost $1,800. Okay. Now, most people will probably do more than that because $300 is a relatively small capital. So when you are taking trades, you're more going to be taking like, 2, 3% risk each trade, which means, probably bigger results. Okay. But that's still, phenomenal, right? That's over like a 400% growth, 500% growth. Okay. Which is crazy. Okay. But here's the beauty down here. This is your trading plan. If your goal is to make 2% per day one, you only need to make $6 and then you stop trading. Day two, you only need to make 612 and then you stop trading. Okay, what I love about this, but what a lot of people won't do is you won't be satisfied with the $6, so you'll keep trading. Okay, but if I just scroll down to the end, if you just stay consistent, right, by the end of the 90 days, you're starting to make $35 a day, which will turn into 40, which will turn into 50 if you keep consistent. The biggest problem people have is they come in and they expect in their first 30 days to flip a $100 account into 1,000. Again, can it be done? Yes, it can. But is that person probably going to be over trading and over leveraging? Yes, probably is. Okay. So this will allow you to start to get disciplined. Okay. Once you've made your target, you stop trading. Okay. Now you can also, right? I copy and paste this into a spreadsheet. Okay. And then track your daily trades. Okay. So you can take out some of these columns. right? I personally take out this one here. Let me scroll to the top. This one here, right? So I take this out, okay? And then total cash, I take out as well. So I can put in exactly the percentage I made for the day. So if it was like 1.5 or like 2.2, whatever the case may be, okay? Or you can simply just print this out. So you can download this and email it to yourself as a PDF or as a spreadsheet, okay? And track your trades daily. Again, this might seem a little bit tedious, but I guarantee you, for those of you who take this seriously and you start tracking your trades from day one, you're going to be the ones who are still here 6 months from now. The people who just come in all guns blazing and oh my gosh, I made $1,000 my first month from $100 account. Those people are gone by month 3 because the way they made that money so quickly, they've also lost it so quickly and then they quit and give up and say trading doesn't work, right? Because they didn't do what we told them to. They didn't stay disciplined. They didn't follow a plan. Okay. And I've been in this industry almost 5 years, so I've seen it happen over and over and over again. So please don't be that person. Okay. Be coachable from day one. Okay. Now, lastly, very last thing, what's the minimum amount of money to start with trading? Most brokers, the minimum deposit amount is $50. But I mean, if you can afford to start with more than that, I highly suggest it because $50, no matter what trade you're taking, you're going to be massively over leveraging because it's, such a small amount to have in an account. If that is the case, you probably want to build a business, right? So you have residual income to put into your trading account. And Hugo will probably talk about that in a bit. Now, last thing from me, and then I'm going to actually pass it over to Hugo. Stay plugged in. Please. Stay plugged in. The more you stay, coming onto these calls, coming onto our mindset calls, okay, the more you're connected to us, okay, the longer you're going to be here. The more money you will make, the more successful you will be. And I put there complacency equals failure. Nobody went and made 6 figures or $1 million by being complacent and not staying at the top of their game. Okay, if you want to always be at the top of your game and always be learning and always be growing, you need to continue coming on to these calls. You need to continue growing yourself as a person. You need to continue educating yourself, okay, on not just trading, right? Trading is going to teach you a lot about yourself. It's going to teach you a lot about your relationship with money. And most of us, me included, when I first started, and maybe still now even, most of us, you are not going to like what you see about yourself when it comes to trading. You're going to see your greedy side. You're going to see how impatient you are. You're going to see, you're going to see lots of things about yourself. And it's okay. We all start out like that. But if you stay plugged in and you stay committed to the journey, to the process, and to the growth, you will still be here a year from now. You will still be in Mastermind, right? I don't know exactly who's on this call, right? But myself, Hugo, you'll probably see Dwayne on this call, who's been in Mastermind for a little longer than me, Ange, who's been in Mastermind for a little longer than me. Okay, you'll see Zalema, who's been with us almost a year and a half now, Esther, who's been with us a year and a half now. Okay, there's countless people on this call who've stayed in this community because they've stayed plugged in. Okay, so guys, that is all from me. Those are your 6 steps to getting started with us. Hopefully, you guys now have a game plan. You know exactly what you need to focus on in order to become successful here in Mastermind and in Jifu. So I'm going to pass over. Okay, I am going to pass. Sorry, I've just seen a question. If you compound your profits daily, should you increase your lot size or do you take? Okay, Debbie, excellent question. I would increase my lot like once a week. So let's say you've grown your account for a week, so maybe you went from $400 up to $500, for example. At the beginning of a new trading week, you can then look and see if you're able to increase your lot size based on your risk management. So if you're risking 1% per trade, for example, right? Maybe after 2 weeks, you've grown your account to whatever, you can then look to increase your lot size. Okay, so hopefully, Debbie, that answers that question. Right, so let me pass it over. to our phenomenal leader. Again, I mentioned at the beginning, I've had the privilege of knowing him for close to 5 years now. We had always worked alongside one another. We were always sidelines, never kind of directly working together. But until we moved into Gifu and made the decision to, partner up with one another. And I'm super, super grateful for everything he has done for our community so far, everything he continues to do. Currently, Director Sapphire is loading. So Hugo de Jesus, if I could just pass over to you, I apologize. I went over. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Uh, Hopefully, though, people took notes.
Nah, it's so good. Can you hear me, Shannon? Can you hear me?
Yes, we can see you. We can hear you. You are spotlighted. You are ready to go.
I'm good. All right. Okay. First things first, Shannon. I can't lie. I was glued in for the every minute throughout that presentation, throughout that session, and solid, solid. I can't lie. Solid. It's like everything that we speak about on the launch, you literally have it written down. Do you know what I mean? So that slide from on the 1 to 2 to 3 to 4 to 5 to 6, step by step, that's amazing. So thank you for that. And genuinely took notes for myself. So thank you. Right. So family, that's the number one in this business, in life in general. Remain a student always. No matter how many times you see the information, remain a student always. And that's exactly what I've just done, listening to Shannon just now. So, guys, look, I know she went slightly over. It's okay. That information was more than useful. Can we just put some 777s in the chat box and fire emojis for Shannon if she did a great job? Right. And that was needed. If I needed that. So if I needed that as a director, bro, 5 years in, I guarantee every single one of you guys needed that session. Right. So, fam, look, I'm here in the Netherlands right now. I'm in Holland. I've been here for the last couple of days. We had a few events out here which have been absolutely phenomenal. My job for the next, 6 months is to be week in, week out in different cities, different countries, making sure that we establish this system all over the world. That's my main priority, right? So, and this call, like Shannon said at the beginning of the call, it should have been on last month. However, we've had a lot of events physically, and these next 2 months are going to be even more busier, right? And I'm going to go through the schedule so you guys can understand how you can plan your weeks and how you can plan your schedules moving forward, because we do have a lot of events coming up within this next month or two. Okay, so my segment is very simple, family. I just wanted to make sure that you guys understood that this business, this community is no longer just a hobby. We've officially surpassed a specific number within the community that has now officially now stated that this is now something that every single one of you guys need to take serious and take it to another level, right? So I want you guys to understand that as an organization, we've done everything that we can possibly do to make sure that you guys have the systems, you have the structure, and you have the support to make sure that you guys are winning daily, right? The problem that I have now is that every single one of you guys are making too much money, right? That's the problem, which is a good problem to have. It's a good problem to have, right? So however, I want you guys to understand that it's only going to continue if we now remain and we keep assisting. You guys need to understand something. Making 5 and 6 figures by yourself is completely possible. Every single time you want to go and make multiple 7 figures and 8 figures, you need a system, right? You need leadership. You need a team, right? So I want to make sure that you guys can understand that with a team and with a system, there's nothing that's going to come in the way of this organization. And I want every single new individual that's on this call that's never seen to understand exactly what the goal is, right? And this is just the beginning, because next week's call, that's the call that every single one of you guys do not want to miss, right? This is for, of course, all the new beginners that have just jumped on, and I appreciate for the trust, and for the decision that you guys have made to be able to be a part of something that's going to take you to another level. But now I genuinely want you guys to pay attention, because these next 3 to 6 months are crucial, right? So I want to start off with by kicking off this call with with live testimonials, because every single one of you guys I've just joined recently, you guys, like Shannon said it in the beginning, you've joined for the money, right? You've joined for the money. But of course, these new individuals that have just gotten started, they've also just joined for the money. But now they can clearly see that this is much bigger than just the money. This is an opportunity that's been able to develop them in all areas. And that's exactly what I'm going to speak about with you guys today. But before I do, I want you guys to hear from these new individuals that have been here for the last 2 to 4 weeks, maybe for the last month and a half, 2 months, and they've now come in flying, right? We're going to show you live results. We're going to show live testimonies. So without no further ado, I want to make sure that every single person who is now going to speak, I'm going to make you co-host. So if I can have Kay on, there we go. I'm going to make you co-host, sir. That's one of them. Okay. I know we've got Reaper, right, which is Howard, right? Right. So Howard, right. I know we've got Zach, right? And this is, I'm going to start with these two individuals, right? I'm going to start with Zach and I'm going to start with Kay. These are the two individuals I'm going to start off with first. And I'm actually going to show you their results, family. So you guys can see. Now, look, the reason why I want to, get you guys to listen from them and hear from their stories is because they are new, just like most of you guys are on this course, right? And I want to make sure that you guys now become the next testimonials after these guys. And the first person I'm going to bring on is actually Kay. This individual has been with us, like he came in, knew nothing, had a previous experience trading, but came into our community and now he's absolutely smashing it. This is someone that consistently withdraws on a daily, weekly, monthly basis. And now you can clearly see him in the chats. He's always on every call and he always takes every single trade that we send out, right? So, Cade, without no further ado, I'm going to pin you, right? And I'm just going to ask you a few questions, sir. I'm going to pin yourself and I'm going to pin myself too. There we go. There we go. So you can unmute yourself because you are co-host now, sir. You are co-host, so you can unmute yourself. So if you could just unmute yourself, my brother. There we go. Can you hear me?
Hello, family. Hello, family. I can hear you clearly, Hugo.
Amazing, amazing, amazing. So look, first things first, family. I know you've been in the platform for quite some time now, but I just want you to share your brief story. So the question number one that I have, what was you doing prior to you getting started trading and what you're currently doing and what made you get involved into trading?
Okay, so before joining Mastermind, I was a student. I actually finished my A levels a bit late because of, I wasn't too serious about it. So I finished A levels late and I didn't have any job. I was lost and yeah, that's pretty much it. So I tried trading by myself. So that was literally the plan was to trade, find other resources to get my education from. But the problem was it was inconsistent. It was lacking. The education was lacking, and I was just lost. I didn't know what to do. My results were inconsistent. I was profitable, and then I lost it all. Profitable, lost it all. And then I came across Mastermind. I'll give you an example. This is Mastermind and this is me. Mastermind had all the missing pieces of the puzzle. They just gave it to me when I joined. And you will
Amazing.
see later on how much this opportunity changed me.
Amazing, amazing. Okay, cool. So, and now that you've joined within the platform, how has your experience been? So, how has your experience been so far in terms of your results, in terms of everything that, since you joined Mastermind Investment Group and since you've taken the education, how has it been for you? What's been your biggest takeaway?
My biggest takeaway is 100% the education. When I came in, my expectations were high, but the education that was provided for me was it just shot through my expectations. It was unbelievable. The information that was provided for me was very clear, very concise, very easy to follow. The system was very easy to follow. The live sessions were very easy to follow. So that alone, just plugging myself into the system allowed me to um, fully reap the benefits of what you guys can provide. All right.
Amazing, amazing. Okay, cool. So I'm just gonna, I'm gonna share the screen because some of these people need to see some of your results and what you're currently doing. So
Hey,
like in terms of,
hey.
in terms of your results, in terms of your withdrawals, what is your average now, sir? What is your average that you're doing on a daily basis?
So on average right now, it's around a few hundred, as you guys can see. There we go. That's 87 pounds, few hundred right there. And on a list that Dwayne gave me, one of the questions was what is my favorite product? And I know
Yes.
there's a lot of talk going on about the scanners, obviously Trendwave, Killshot, beautiful scanners. However, I want to go over my first favorite product. That's my second. The scanners are my second. The first favorite product that I have is actually the Forex University. Why? Because that allows me to learn more about the strategy that I use, which is smart money concepts, and this allows me to actually take trades by myself. So if you go back to the gold trade, yeah, this one actually hit TP1, and this is from my own trade, from my own analysis during NFP, which is unbelievable. This is from just using the knowledge that I obtained from the Forex University. And why do I say Forex University? Because I want Forex to be a skill that I can use long term. The longevity of Forex, I want to use it long term, not just for quick pips, quick money. I want to use it for the next 2 years, 5 years, 10 years. Who knows?
Solid, solid. And just to the crowd now, how old are you?
I'm 20 years old.
20 years old. Amazing, amazing. And obviously, last but not least, brother, what are you most looking forward to in the future?
In the future, this
What are your
question,
goals? What are your goals? What are your goals within the platform?
oh my goals. Ooh, because the way I wanted to answer this question was not about my goals, but it's about the community. I can see on
Community,
this
yes.
call, there's 99. There's 99 of us on this call. And I can't wait to work with every single one of you guys on this call, whether you've just gotten started, whether you're a few weeks in, whether you're a month in. I can't wait for you guys to grow as a person and grow in terms of your financial journey with Mastermind Investment Group.
Amazing, amazing, amazing. Thank you, my brother. I appreciate you, right?
No worries, man.
Right, listen, the next time you make profits off my call, mate, please, I'm gonna tax you. Yeah, thank you, appreciate you. Right, okay, cool. Right, so straight on to the next one. We've got this individual right here. Mr. Zach. This is someone for me, brother. I swear to you, from the very first moment we connected, it was just something that was just so natural. First and foremost, his personality as an individual is amazing. He's coming to the game and he literally came in, heads on, and he literally didn't think twice. He hasn't been hesitating. He's been a humble student. He's been a consistent student. He's attended all the events that we put together, and he's someone that's always on all the calls. And you need to understand, this is someone that was just completely fresh, completely new to the platform. Right, it's been here, I think, just under a month. I think it has, and some of the results for me has been amazing. He's managed to deposit small amounts, double his account, make his money withdraw, right, and be consistent with it. So, without no further ado, Mr. Zach. Mr. Zach, listen, what was the first thing that made you join the platform when you first got started, and what was you doing prior to you getting started?
So obviously, like I'd say for me, obviously, hello everyone. The main reason why I joined the platform was because, as we all know, that the 9 to 5 life is not something that is going to help you escape from what you want to do, to attain the freedom that we all want, to attain, success, to attain the financial freedom that we all desire. A 9 to 5 life is not going to help you do that. Now, obviously, I just finished my master's in educational psychology, and I realized that okay, now is the time. I finished my education. I need to take a risk. I need to take a gamble. I need to do something because without a risk, nothing is going to happen. So I thought, you know what? Let's try this. Let's go for something and let's see what happens. And if I failed, so what? We'll try something else. But luckily for me, I found something and it's been beneficial. It's been, fruititious, and it only comes from, how much I've been willing to put into it so far.
Amazing, amazing, amazing. Okay, cool. So now, from the platform, your results are up. They can see your results, where you managed to deposit £60 and you've profited £208. So you've doubled and tripled your account, right? Which is definitely amazing to see. A lot of people say, Hugo, like, is it possible to start with a small amount and double it and triple it? And can I compound my account? And you are just the living proof of someone who does that, who's been able to start with a small amount, double their account, and obviously, of course, make their money plus more. So, for yourself, how's that made you feel most importantly? And now, how has your belief system increased ever since you've been able to take some profits from the market?
So if I be quite frankly honest with everybody, when I first started, I joined, and I think on my second day, I started with £200, and I took a trade from one of our educators, and I made like I think £80 in my second day, and I was like, okay, this is it. I'm here. I'm going to do this for the rest of my life, and I'm chilling. I'm never going to have to work again. I'm up, and I realized very quickly that relying on somebody else is good. We have the best of the best educators, we have the best of the best system, but just doing that wasn't going to be enough. So I started, doing all the things Shannon talked about. I was over leveraging, revenge trading, and I managed to almost lose all of my money, and I was down to £60. And then I spoke to, our mentors, which I would say for me, like Kate, the product, for me, the best product is the mentors. The access you have to the leadership around you, the people that give you advice, like, me and Hugo have so many talks about not just, trading side, business side, just about who you are as a person and all those things. And the access to that mentorship helped me to regrow back to, okay, now you have a trading plan. Now you need to approach your trading this way. You need to approach the business this way. And I was able to go back down to 60 and then with a plan, come back and regrow back to, as you've seen, what I've done.
Solid, amazing, amazing. Now, so look, of course, which product would you say, aside the mentorship, would you say that has been the easiest for you to use and duplicate your results?
Okay, so for me, I'd say we have the team trading calls in the morning, but for me, I have a specific, it's a 5 p.m. call with Nick Engels, one of our gold scalpers. He shows you how to use the golden arrow, which is one of our scanners. So especially people who work like I work 9 to 3 or 9 to 4. So when I come home, come back from work, jump on, it's just an easy one, and he shows you how he's analyzing the markets, etc., etc. And it's a very easy thing to pick up, and it's accessible for anybody to join at any 5 p.m. almost 3 times a week. So it works out really good.
Solid. I like that one, sir. Very, very much like that one. Okay, cool. So, and of course, I know for yourself, you joined the platform, and now not only have you been able to get success for yourself, you've now also managed to be a part of our scholarship program, which is a 4 No More. What made you, once you joined the platform, what gave you the confidence for you to now be able to get the free subscription where you no longer have to pay the monthly fee? What made you now say, "Do you know what, I can genuinely help other people do the same thing"? What made you make that decision?
Well, I think, like we know with many people, all around the world, is that once they do start attaining success, I'm sure you've seen it around all of your lives. When you do see someone attain success, they seem to be stingy. They don't really want to help you. They don't really want you to have that same success. But luckily, when I came into this environment, I found that everybody wants to help you. Everybody wants to see you do well. And that kind of energy is contagious. And everybody's at different points in this organization. You see, Cade's making amazing amounts every day. Everybody makes different amounts. However, the thing is when, no matter what point you're in, when you see a little bit of success, why not share that success with anybody else? The people you care about. Why not present that opportunity to every single person you see? And I think that's the beneficial part, that when you find something works, you're in a family, you're in a community where everybody wants to see everybody else do well. And I think that's the best part about what we're in. It's not just a community. It's not a business. You're in a family. You're in a community where nobody wants to see you do bad. It doesn't matter which part of the world you're in, where you're from. Like, I can want you to do well from the other side of the world. It literally does not matter.
Oh, man, and last but not least, so what are you most excited about the future, sir?
I'd say I'm most excited about, seeing this community grow in, all parts of the world. Seeing, all the people on this call, build your own teams, build your own business, help as many people as you can. And along that, increase your trading skills, become profitable, and, make it a full-time thing for sure. Inspire people, inspire. I think that's my word. If you can say anything, be inspirational. Just even if it's just the people in your house, we don't all have access to everyone, but just be an inspiration for anyone around you.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. You heard it here first, and you heard it here last, right? So I appreciate you, sir. Thank you so much, brother. I can't wait to see the more success coming from you, sir. I appreciate you, right? So we've got 2 more, ladies and gentlemen. We've got 2 more, and we're going to go straight over to Mrs. Sunita. We've heard 2 gentlemen, right? So it's only right we now hear from, someone who's now also been in the platform in a short space of time, and alongside Zach, alongside Kate, has come in, being mentored by Caroline, and obviously in her group. And this is definitely someone that, of course, I'm excited to hear about, because, of course, myself, it's not someone that, of course, I've personally, worked with. So, Sunita, if you are there, you are a co-host. Can you hear me? Let me know if you can hear me, Sunita.
Hi, Hugo.
Hey,
How are
hey,
you?
hey. I don't know if you can you hear me? I can hear you, but I can't see you. Can you hear me? Can you see me?
Yeah. Is
I
it
want,
okay just to hear me?
yeah, I can hear you. Yeah, I can hear you. No problem.
Okay, lovely. That's
Amazing,
great.
amazing. So look, the first
Hi.
question that I've got for you is,
Yeah.
first things first, is what made you join the platform and what do you currently do?
Well, my background is in teaching and finance,
Okay.
um, but I joined um, a gent who was providing this service last year, and I started trading last year, but I wasn't doing too well,
Okay.
and I gave it up.
Okay.
So I thought, I left it there. And then I was given this opportunity to join Jifu. And uh, once I joined, I just found the AI scanners to be amazing. The education and support is brilliant. And I started with a £100 account.
Okay.
And on my best day, I made £70.
On your best day.
Yeah.
Guys, just so you can see the 71 pound profit right there. This is amazing. Okay, continue. Yep, yep, yep.
Yeah. And also the community, I love the community. And the live trading calls are really helpful.
Good.
And they're always profitable, Hugo.
Is it mine specifically, or are you talking about all of them? Which one are you talking about?
Yours as well, yes. All of them.
No, I'm joking. I'm joking. No, it's
I
amazing.
think,
It's amazing. It's amazing to hear.
yeah, yeah, I think the success rate is 99%.
No, legit. And when I say that, people think I'm over exaggerating. So I'm glad you said it. I'm glad,
Yeah.
right? Because genuinely, all of the live sessions that we come on, you're most likely going to be profitable 90% of the time, right? So
Mhm.
I definitely agree with that. And ever since you've been here, being someone that was here before or had a previous experience, didn't really work out, and now you're here and you're getting some great results, right? What would you say, of course, has been the difference that you've seen from previous to now?
It's the education, you know, you're actually Shannon's videos I found were amazing for
Yep,
newbies.
yep,
They put you in the right direction. They
yep,
also, you get a direction. So if you've made any mistakes, you know where you're going wrong
yep, yep,
and you're
yep, yep.
learning every day.
Amazing,
Yeah.
amazing, amazing. And not last but not least, what would you say? Which scanner would you say is your favorite?
At the moment, Trendwave and Killshot.
And Urban Kill Shot. Yep,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah,
Okay,
I'm
cool,
sticking with
amazing.
those.
Good, 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 good. And then last but not least, what would you say your goals and what you're most excited for the future within the platform?
Well, I think to share such a wonderful opportunity with as many people as I can.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
I love that. I love that. And I love it when I speak to a professional who's corporately a professional and now comes and see this opportunity. Now, for those who are working full time and have a stable career for like yourself and grew up in a let's say in a corporate environment or did the whole degree and now has everything set, what would you say your advice is for those who are in that position that now probably want to leave or probably want to take this full time? What would you say, any advice or thinking to come into the opportunity? What would you say to someone like themselves?
Well, I would say I I I would say that yeah, it's doable. I would say take baby steps, you
Yep,
know.
yep,
Um, get on if you're going to start fresh and new, then start with a demo account
yep, yep.
and just give it your all, you know.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yes, I agree. I agree, Sunil. I agree. Thank you so much, my lovely. I appreciate you. Right. Thank you for your testimony today. And I know there's going to be much more of you. I already know that for sure. Okay. So, and just a quick
Thanks,
one. By the
Hugo.
end of the year, do you have any
Mhm.
goal that you would like to attain by the end of the year that you would like to share? A specific goal? Any goal?
I think at the moment, just sharing this opportunity.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's okay. Cool. All right. I appreciate you. Thank you so much, Sunita. Thank you.
Okay.
Appreciate you.
Thanks
Right.
then.
And last but not least, we have Mr. Howard. right? If you're on the call, let me know if you can hear me, and let me know if you can see me,
Hello,
right?
yes, I can hear you. I can see you.
There we go, sir. How are you?
Yeah, I'm fine, thank you. How are you?
I'm very well, sir. This guys, this is the big one, by the way. This is the big one. You got to listen to this one. This is the big one, right? Of course, once again, someone who's been working with Caroline's organization and team. I've heard great things about yourself, so I know that you've been plugged in. So I just genuinely want you, to share your story with the whole team, and first and foremost, what you currently do, and then obviously what made you get involved within the platform.
Well, currently I'm a single father. I've been a single dad for 6 years. I started trading about a year ago. I wasn't getting the results I wanted really, and I talked to my brother about it. He wasn't interested, and then he spoke to Caroline and was telling me about the platform, and I was thinking, nah, it can't be that. It can't be. And then I've got on board with it, and it is that. It is the one.
Amazing,
And
amazing,
yeah, I
amazing.
got a little £50 bonus off Caroline, and I've just
Okay.
been working with that ever since.
Okay. Okay. So now, how much did you start with? And obviously, what are your results right now?
Well, I started with the £50 bonus, and
Yep.
that's what I'm just working it up from there. I've made about 300 in the first couple of days, withdrawing every week. I've been here about 4 weeks.
Okay. Okay. So it consistently withdrawing every week.
Yeah,
Solid. Solid, guys. We can clearly see his results here on a weekly basis, on a monthly basis, obviously daily basis. This is exactly his withdrawals and what he's been able to do, right? So, and as for yourself, what would you say the most, your favorite, products or services that you're currently using right now? Is it the live calls? Is it the
it's
scanners, the
mostly the
signals?
live calls and the
Live
education.
calls. Yep.
Mainly your live calls, to be honest. Yeah.
I appreciate you. Appreciate you. Okay, cool. So the live calls is what you're plugged into.
Yeah.
Okay, and the education as well.
Yeah.
Okay, amazing. And obviously, I know you said you're a single father for the past 6 years. And what are your goals for yourself and for your family within the platform for the year?
Well, I just want to share the platform about. I want to get my children onto it. My son's already into it. He's watching what I'm doing. He's thinking, because I was trading before, but I was just losing, and he was watching me lose. But now he's watching me win, and he's just interested, like, yo, what's that? What's that? So, yeah, I just want to share it about.
Amazing. So ever since you decided to partner up with our community and with our platform, you feel that your journey's been good?
Yeah, it's been good. A lot better than it was going. A lot better.
Amazing. And any advice for anybody who's just got started now? And what would you say for them to follow, for them to do when they first just got started?
I'd say be consistent, stay plugged in, and get on those calls. You get trading.
No, amazing. Howard, thank you so much, sir. Appreciate you.
No
I know you're
problem.
going to have so much more success from us. I cannot wait for your success surely within the platform, man. So thank you.
Thank
Appreciate
you
man.
very much.
Thank you. Guys, there you go. Right? There you go. Family, let's just put some fire emojis for all of the testimonies that have now come on and actually spoken, of course. So it's definitely got me fired up, right? It's definitely got me excited, right? So I appreciate every single one of you guys that have come on. I know this call's already gone an hour, and I do not want to take too much more of your time, family, but I just want you guys to kind of understand the most important thing is that there are hundreds, right, and tens of testimonials coming out of this group daily. This is just 4, right? If I put everybody who's made money in this call, I'll be here until tomorrow, right? So, but I just want you guys to understand, first and foremost, know the system, understand exactly how you're going to get yourself plugged in, how you're going to get yourself results. And you heard it from every single one of them. Get connected to the system, get connected to products and services. And I promise you stay consistent, you're good to go, right? So from my side, I've got 5 minutes of your time. I just need you connected for another 5 to 10 minutes of your time, family. And then by means, you guys will be able to go. Give me 5 more minutes of your time, family. And then by means, you guys will be able to go, right? So for me, I just kind of want to share this with you guys, just so you guys can understand, especially for all of you new people, right? That I now have just gotten started. Shannon touched upon this, but I just want to let you guys know what your journey is going to be like for the next 30 to 90 days. Okay? Now, within your first 30 days, family, you guys need to understand you might find this overwhelming with your priorities, with your schedule. You might have a bit of fear in you. You might go for a bit of doubt. You may think this may not work. You might lose a few trades and I'll think, do I really want to continue this? But as you just clearly heard Howard, right? You clearly heard Sunita. There was a part of a different platform, a different service. They nearly called it quits. They were consistently losing, but they still decided to remain in the game and now join our platform, right? And now they're making profits. So it's okay, right, to go through that phase. We all have gone through that phase, right? So I want you guys to understand your first 30 days is for you to get used to the system, right? For you to just be consistently plugged in, right? You're going to be excited, yes, but at the same time, you might just come over frustration. You might get frustrated at times where you might lose a trade, or you can't get onto certain calls that have, that the whole team have made money on. Do you know what I mean? It's okay. But this is now your first 30 days. You are now going to now find out that you're going to go under a personal development, right? You're going to start your personal development journey. You're going to understand that the person that you are is not going to be, it's not good enough to get the results that you're looking to seek in the future. So you're now going to start your personal development journey now, reading and studying and understanding yourself a bit more. Okay. So that is the number one thing, because that's what trading does. This is why we say trading is 90% psychological and 10% skill set. Okay. Now I want you guys to understand this journey. It takes 90 days for you to now to improve and to get stronger mentally, for you to understand the strategy, even though it's simple, even though it's so easy for you to use. I always say this journey will take you 30 to 90 days for you to be consistently profitable and for you to genuinely understand the system, right? And be flowing in it where you found your river. Okay. You're going to make a lot of money along the way, like Howard, like Cade, like Zach, like I said, you're going to make a lot of money, but it's going to take you 30 to 90 days for you to find your rhythm and be consistent in it, for you to be comfortable within the system, right? For you to see consistent profits, right? But most importantly, for you to increase your belief in the system. I remember when Cade got started. Now look at Cade today, right? The whole team is calling Cade, hey, okay, what are you doing, bro? Hey, okay, how do I do this, bro? Right? Because now his belief system is so high in the system. Because why? He's consistently withdrawing. Howard, consistently withdrawing. Do you know what I mean? Right. And this is what I want you guys to understand your trading journey. Do not get frustrated. It's okay. It's part of the journey. Right. Number two, not only that, I want you guys to understand, right? Until you have done this following, please do not do no judgment. Because a lot of you guys, you have a mentality that within 30 days, I need to make all my money back. Within 30 days, I need to become a millionaire. You lose a live trade, or you lose a live session, or you lose a signal, and all of a sudden, no, this don't work. Right? No. Family, look, this is your goal. I want you to take 20 trades per educator before you make any judgment. So, Zach just said he goes on Nick Angle sessions. He's going to go on Nick Angle sessions, take his trades 20 times, following the system, and then he's going to make a judgment. Right? Howard just said, look, I go on Hugo's live sessions and all the live sessions from the platform. So what is he going to do? He's going to go on my session 20 times before making a judgment. And as you can clearly see, he's already made his judgment because I'm making him a lot of money, right? And then the signal, right? For those who use the premium FX signals or the premium crypto signals, you want to take 20 signals before you make any judgment consistently, right? Because a lot of you always expect quick returns. And we're here to change the way that you think and your expectations, right? Yes, we make a lot of money. This is why I said the problem within this community is that everyone's making so much money, right? That people expect to see change and growth overnight, right? But I just want to make sure that you guys understand one thing. 20, 20, 20. Once you've now tracked those, once you've logged your trades, then you make a decision on which one do you want to follow. Because Golden Era, for an example, with Zach, he found his system. He's good to go because it works around his time frame, right? Trend wave and kill short. You learn the strategy. You can do it all throughout the day or around your timetable, right? Then find the product and the system that suits you. Howard, the live session suits him. That's what he does. Family, that's why it takes 30 to 90 days for you to find your rhythm. I don't want to hear anybody say, oh, this doesn't work, or I'm quitting after 30 days, after 2 weeks, after 6. No. No, right? You wanna build your portfolio every quarter. You want to judge your portfolio every quarter. You want to judge your system every quarter. And after 6 months, you do a complete review if this is for you. Not after 3 days. Not after 6 days, not after 6 weeks. No. You judge your portfolio every 6 months, you do a complete review. But before you do that, make sure you follow this homework. 20 trades per educator, 20 live sessions, 20 signals. You track it with the right risk management, and then you see which system suits you, and then you follow that for another 20. And then you find your rhythm. And then you stick to that, right? Howard is sticking to the live sessions. Zach is sticking to Golden Era Nick Angle's live sessions. Cade is now sticking to Trendwave and Killshot. And the mentorship, do you remember that? Find your rhythm. Does that make sense, ladies and gentlemen? Right? That's number 2. Number 3, events, family. Events. Write this down or take a screenshot of this because I need everyone's attention on this one. Okay? Next week on the 15th of June, this is next week, Sunday, we have an ultimate team call. When today, of course, it's just all for the new members. Next week, I want every single customer on the course. Every single customer. Next week's call is going to be the call of the year. It is the halfway point, right? It's half time. We need a team talk in the locker room. It's a locker room session next week. Do not miss that call. I need every single member on that call. Okay? That's on the 15th. So put that in the diary. Same time, 9 p.m. UK. Okay? 9 p.m. UK. Next week, 15th of June. Ultimate locker room team conversation. Okay? Announcements will be made. Changes will be made. Right? Do not miss that call. Okay? Right. Second, the 27th, we have an affiliate leadership event with the Vice President, Alex Morton, here in London. It's going to be a London event, the 27th. Okay? And then on the 28th, right, this isn't confirmed. We should have confirmed this by tomorrow. We should have a trading and prospecting event on the 28th, which will be a Saturday. Okay? This will be a Saturday. Okay? Right? And then family traders retreat. This has never been done, by the way. We've had affiliate retreats. We've had, directors retreats, 2K retreats, 5K retreats. We ain't never had a traders retreat. This is something completely new. The Holy Spirit put it in me when I was in church. And I said, yeah, do you know what? I spoke to one of my leaders and I said, should we do it? And I'm here to ask you guys a question. As customers, guys, I want to put something on for you guys, right? I want to put something on for the customers. So how I want you guys to picture this is an event for 2 days, right? Where we now have educators. We go through the products. We go through the services. We go through an advanced trading session. We go through, specific ways of trading. We have educators on, right? We have so much on, right? And then as a collective, we're all trading in the room collectively, right? I'm talking about us being in one hotel, one big event room. Everyone's got their laptops out, and we're now trading as a collective, live trades, right? As well as, of course, live education, all together as one. Customers, affiliates, the whole shebang as an organization. I really want to put something on, right? So this is what we want to call the Traders Retreat, right? And this is available for everybody, right? So family, if you think that is a good idea and you would love to be a part of a Traders Retreat, or you actually want me to set it up, right? This will be a physical event. This will be a physical event, okay? A physical traders event. When it comes down, location, hotel, everything. We're just there for 2 days, right? As a collective, and we have an amazing time. We get education. Of course, we make money together, but most importantly, we just click as an organization, as a community, right? So if you think that is a good idea and you would love me to set it up, just put some 111s in the chat box. Put some 111 in the chat box. But family, I'm telling you now, it doesn't look right now. I'm in the Netherlands. It doesn't matter where you are, bro. In the Netherlands, in Austria, in Germany. I don't know where you are, bro. This will be an event for everyone to come down, right? It will be open to everyone. Now, guys, look, I want you guys to be honest with me, right? Because if I'm going to set this up, everyone is available, but there's going to be a limit. There's going to be a limit. There's going to be a limit. I can't have 300 people, 600 people. I need to put a limit on there. A limit, right? So I'm thinking the limit to be anything between, 100 to 200 people. Right? I'm thinking to put a limit, to make it an exclusive traders event for genuine people, for everyone who genuinely wants to make this happen, right? Of 100 to 200 individuals, and then we come together as a collective, because I can't make it to 1,500, bro. That'll be crazy, right? We can, but I will need to make sure that everyone's collectively involved. So I'm thinking 100, 200. Do you think that's a good number? 100 to 200 individuals, limited spaces. There's about 400 and something of us in the organization. I want to make it limited. I want to make it exclusive to 100, 200 of us. But we now come together for 2 days, from Friday to Sunday, for an example, lunch Friday, Saturday, Sunday training. And then obviously everybody goes and does what they need to do Sunday night. So I feel that would be an absolutely amazing event, right? So are we in agreement with this? Do I get the thumbs up? Family, do we get a thumbs up for this? Thumbs up? Thumbs up? Yeah? Okay, cool. Right, so amazing. Okay, cool. That's what I wanted to speak to you guys. Now, family, the vision. Family, I want you guys to understand something as a collective. This is very, very important for me, right? This is very, very important for me, the collective family, for you guys to listen to this part, right? Just before I close the call. Family, you guys need to understand, as an organization, we are doing everything and more to make sure every single customer is making money and is connected to the system. Okay? Now, the vision for our organization is simple: to consistently promote more success stories, more testimonies, as you guys heard today. But most importantly, is to impact families all around the world, right? There is no way we've got such platforms, such community, such structure in this business right now for us not to be able to go out there and share it to the thousands and to the millions, right? And I really want you guys to understand that. You've just heard stories of people that were losing and now winning because of this platform, right? People that had no clue what to do because they came into Mastermind, and now they're winning. Okay? So I really want you guys to understand the vision that we have for the next 45 days. Why do I say the next 45 days? Because we are at the halfway point of a 90-day run, right? This is the halfway point. And these next 45 days, I want you guys to genuinely understand that the goal is for us to impact 700 to 1,250 families globally, right? We want to promote at least 3 to 5 six-figure earners, right? We want to produce 50 five-figure earners, and we want to have a solid brand and business globally. That is the goal. The next 45 days, right? The next 45 days, right? It's all out, all guns blazing. Number one, okay? Number two, family, why do I say 6 months? I really want you guys to take this in when I say this. I was studying and I read a quote by Elon Musk, okay? And Elon Musk said this on his quote. He said, I want you to take your 10-year goals and put it into 6 months. Let me tell you something. You're most likely going to fail. You're most likely not going to retain them. But guess what? You are going to be 10 to 20 times further than you would be if you don't take such action. So it's a win-win situation, right? And for me, I'm taking that so serious that these next 6 months, guys, if you see my decade goals, you will think I'm deluded, right? Right? So I want you guys to understand, in the next 6 months, I'm going to squeeze everything I possibly can out of me to achieve my 10-year goals in 6 months. I've come to realize, bro, I live once. Life is short, bro. Life is short, right? We don't have our whole lives ahead of us. Life is short. Yesterday, I was 15, right? I'm double that now, right? Just last week, bro, it was COVID. 5 years on, we're no longer in COVID. Life is short, bro. And I just said to myself, you know what? I want to have a quantum leap. I want to change. I really want to have a shift. I don't want to just be here and there and just getting by and being comfortable. No, I want to have a quantum leap where for the next 10 years, 20 years, I set myself up, right? And I can do that in 6 months. So the next 6 months, family, I want you guys to understand the impact that we're going to have is a minimum of 5,000 families impacted. That's where we're going. We're going to produce 20 six-figure earners within this platform. That's 20 individuals that have completely set their families free, retired their parents, set their children up for life. I want you guys to understand 20 individuals are going to be making multiple six figures from this platform. We're going to have 100 plus five-figure earners from this platform. An established brand and a business, right? Where we're going to what? Inspire. Just like Zach said, We're going to inspire the world and create thousands upon thousands of testimonials and new leaders coming out of this platform. Well, we're now going to have a retreat. The retreat won't be 100. It won't be 200. No, the retreat will be thousands of us coming together, right? In a location. Because why? We decided to make the decision. And this is what I want you guys to understand. This is where we're going. We are freeing people, right? We're giving them hope, but most important, inspiring them to do better. So if you're going to listen to this conversation, anything you've heard today, I want you guys to challenge yourself, not just for the next 45 days. That is the beginning. But then I want you guys to understand the next 6 months. I want you to squeeze every bit out of you and just say enough is enough. And let me really challenge myself to go and do everything that I can. So by the end of the year, my kid, my children, my wife, my partner, my family have the best Christmas they've ever had. Right? I may not be where I want to be, but you know what? I am 10 times better than what I was. That's what 6 months is from now. But most importantly, it starts within the next 45 days. And the next 45 days, this will become a diamond organization. This will become a diamond organization. We're making 50K a month passively. We're helping multiple individuals making 10 to 25K a month passively. This is going to be the next 45 days. We're going to impact 700 and 1,250 families globally over the next 45 days. And that is completely done. And I want you guys to understand that, right? So it's not about us no more. We've done our part. Now let's go out there and inspire and give back to as many people as possible, because I promise you, the world is hurting. They need us, right? And I'm just here to say that we finally designed a system that is solid, is sustainable, is trustworthy. So now we can genuinely go out there and say, you know what? It's time to introduce the world to this, because we ain't going nowhere, and we're going to continue to produce success after success after success story. Family, and this is our goal. This is our vision for the organization, especially for you new customers. You guys need to understand this is going to be something that we do consistently for you, right? As we now build this organization, right, family? So I appreciate every single one of you guys. Genuinely, I appreciate every single one of you guys for what you guys have done. You guys coming on here, you know, on a Sunday evening, taking your time out to listen to myself, listen to Shannon and all of the testimonials. But guys, this is halfway point. This is now, it's time to lock in and to go and do what we need to do as an organization. I appreciate every single one of you guys. Let's continue to build more success stories. I'm back on tomorrow in the morning, 8:30 in the morning. You know I'm on. Of course, 10 a.m. I'm on for the trading call. So I'll see you guys ready to kill it again in these charts tomorrow morning, family. I appreciate every single one of you guys. I love you guys. We're doing amazing. We're doing great. But now, let's step it up a notch and take it to another level. I appreciate you guys. Take care. I love you all.